All right, what's up, Bobby?
What's up, man? Bobby Brooks, lighting director of Omnia here in Las Vegas.
Here we are in the entrance.
We are at the main entrance right now, just before. So if you were just coming and you just paid your admission, you would be coming through here. And these curtains are only open. But so here we have interactive video panels. So you can see they're all kind of run through the Connect system. It's actually a Connect camera.
Interactive. Okay, I see that.
Yeah, so you can kind of see. Swipe your hand through, and this it constantly revolves throughout the night.
Different content.
Yeah, so it's different content. So right now it's kind of like the old school.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
You know, gimmick. But sometimes we'll have leaves.
And how's that all run through?
That's run through a proprietary system, the B² Labs design.
And coded for you guys. Wow.
Yeah, this is all very proprietary. I mean, I believe that the server that they use is not proprietary, but the way that they set it up for us is.
And all right, here's the club.
Yeah, so here we're walking into the main room. So what we have in here is all the LED that you see is 3mm LEDs, and it's behind glass, but it's kind of like a technology like a two-way mirror, and they only allow 25% opacity of the actual LED wall to shine through. So it's actually really cool because it kind of makes it look more or less like a.
But yeah, so I can see the reflection. So the reflection it bounces off the room onto the wall, which is cool. But it still transmits all the clarity of the wall. That's a really neat design feature.
Yeah, but it's actually cool. Like if you look at the back wall, you almost can't tell that it's that it's an LED screen.
Right, because
the pitch is so low, being 3mm, but also being behind the glass, it kind of gives it that.
Yeah, I mean, here we can see it really well. We can see the reflection.
Yep.
And you said it's what opacity?
It only allows 25% opacity of the actual LED, the brightness, the intensity to come through. So it's a really nice feature, actually. Not only is it more of a design feature, but it's also something that's really good for the club because you're not completely blinded by LEDs.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because of how much those things blast. Yeah. And that's the chandelier, isn't it?
That's the chandelier. That is, we call her Charlotte. Yeah, that's it. That was all designed. The entire production in the club was designed by Willie Williams with audio tech, and Andy Taylor is a very key component of it. I mean, there's so many people that were involved in this.
Is there anything inside of the actual chandelier here? Or no, yeah. So there are pixels inside of that.
Yeah. So the entire chandelier is Martin VC strips. They're LED strips, and then on the inside of the crystals, same thing. We have a Martin LED product.
Which is RGBA?
No, just RGB.
No way! Wow.
Yeah, just RGB, and I believe you might have to edit this
back. It's okay.
But yeah, and
wow, that's incredible.
So yeah, so you can see the crystals, each thing. I believe I'm not 100% sure on this number. I think there's something like 24,000 LEDs on the chandelier. If you count each individual one.
And then what are those Roby points?
Yeah, the Roby points and Roby MMXs are up on the rings, and then the Roby, I believe, Robin 300s are.
These guys right here. Okay.
And then Roby MMXs on the back wall.
Brilliant.
Roby makes a fantastic product. Same thing.
And the Ayrton right here.
Yeah, those are Ayrton Magic panels with Roby MMXs for those there.
Okay.
And then we have the Ayrton Magic blades up there.
And what's your what's running all your content?
We're running Avolite's Infinity servers. Yeah.
Good stuff.
So we have 3 Avolite Infinity servers.
Okay.
Those are absolute workhorses, super sturdy, super stable. Never crashed on us during an operational moment. Knock on wood.
But I'm assuming you have backups. So, then you have Magic Blades?
Yeah, Magic Blades. Yep.
Great. Up there, those blades?
Right there. Yep.
Well, where do we go next?
Let's go up to the booth.
All right, booth, control room.
Let's go there.
Where is the booth from here? Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes, so there it is.
Kind of like a traditional theater booth.
Okay.
Up there. It's
neat.
Little cutout on the side.
All right, here we go. So again, this is the Omnia in Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. I'm sure many of you know. We're getting a little behind-the-scenes tour with Bobby here. There's a lot of lighting nerds in town that are geeking out over this all year.
Oh man, me too. So we're gonna go up the stairs.
Okay, go.
Yeah,
it is breathtaking as soon as you walk in. It's hard to really capture what this room is like through pictures. I mean, the pictures do great justice with the fisheye lenses and all that. But to actually be in the room and feel it and see the scope of everything, that is really well designed. How long had they been working on that whole process?
You know, I want to say, geez, probably a year, if not more. I don't have the official number on that, but it's been a long time in the works. But it's also been a very fast-track project. It's one of the fastest builds.
And did they always know it would be a chandelier?
No,
What were the iterations of it?
Willie Williams is the production designer, and you know, I mean, he's done a lot of stuff like that.
Oh,
so,
360?
yeah, so he does.
So he's really good with those scenic ideas,
stuff. Yeah. And it was, you know, at first it was kind of a crazy idea. You know, you want to put all this gear and all this weight above people's heads. So Tate and their engineers, they just made it work. They really did it. So. Here we're up in the control booth. This is Hector, our production assistant.
Hector, hi, Tristan, PRG. I hope you don't mind, I'm filming the interview right now. And then this is...
I'm Albert.
Albert, looks like you've got the control of the chandelier right here.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this is our production booth. Albert is the automation operator and kind of tells us what we can and can't do. He also flies. We have 6 performer points that come in.
Oh really?
Yeah,
cool.
he controls those manually and kind of like looks over the system the entire night.
Do you have to give them a safety talk beforehand, or just like a hi, I'm responsible for your life tonight, or
yeah, you know,
make sure they know you?
Generally, you know, we'll go through a weekly rehearsal so that way they know everything that's going on. They've choreographed everything, so we know all their moves, we know all their cue moves and everything like that. Security here is really good with getting with us and clearing out the crowds, because we like bring the performers low enough so they can feel like they're interacting.
Oh, okay. So you have security down there that kind of clears the space for them to come in.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's always really cool. But yeah, no, it's just kind of like to add to the environment down there.
So we have lighting and content, or
Yeah,
are they just backup content? Oh,
here's lighting right here.
Okay.
This is the lighting desk. We have 2 MA lights with a NPU and 11 MA 2-port nodes.
wow.
Excuse me.
Sweet.
The concept was that each node lives near
Relatively
its
close.
source.
Yeah,
exactly,
that we know
yeah.
you troubleshoot it, you can get to it.
So we have a node on ring 4, which if we come here, we'll see so the rings, this is what we call ring 4. There's a node in here, 2-port node, and then ring 8, there's also a 2-port node. 1 upstage, and then just basically throughout the venue, just distributing data. We also have an NPU, which is strictly parameter processing. There's actually nothing plugged into the back of it. It just counts towards our parameters. And so over here we have Resolume. Resolume is very favored amongst the guest VJs that will come in, like Calvin Harris. Basically everybody with a guest VJ comes in will use this system. Just because it's very familiar with, you know, they have their show files laid out, this is what they use everywhere, so this is what they want to use when they come here. We chose to have Avolite servers because of the flexibility of them and also the stability of them. We have a very large pixel space that we're rendering content on, and Avolite's just, I mean, they're phenomenal with their servers.
And this is, oh no, that's the mall rendering.
Yeah. So,
where's that? Here it is.
Yeah, that's the GUI for the Infinity servers right there. And we're triggering all of that through the Grand MA.
Now, what's the computer running those? Is it just is it their computer too?
Yeah, the computer is the server. It's a it's a custom built computer that is the server.
Is that, wait, who is that?
That's Yoda. Shh, don't tell anyone.
So officially the Omnia techs are Star Wars nerds, in case you were wondering.
This previous file was actually built by Jim Rude. He is out of DMD Studios. DMD Studios was contracted to come in and basically do the entire
now, for those of you guys that don't know what previs is, it's pretty obvious, but just in case, that's actually what they're doing out in the room, just with a lot more haze and fog. So you can see the actual beam. So whatever they do up there, they can see in there, and for obvious reasons. If you look in this room right here, they don't have the greatest vantage point, so they can use that monitor to really see what it looks like out there in the room. And you can see again, he's bouncing, and the room is bouncing. It's incredibly cool, incredibly geeky.
Yeah, that's That's absolutely accurate. Basically, what the other problem that we have is our vantage point isn't the best, but when we start dropping the rings, we really lose our vantage point. So,
and do you have views that you just snap to in the?
Yeah, exactly. And the other actual really positive thing about using a previs file while working live is, you know, a lot of times we'll have guest LDs, and if they come in and let's say a light's stuck on, I can look on there, and if the light is on the visualizer, I know it's a programming error versus a mechanical error.
Okay.
I mean, we normally don't have that issue, but it is. And
then also you can share the previous file with your guest LDs. And
yeah, absolutely.
They can do all their work at home.
Absolutely, and we've definitely
So again,
done that
Calvin
before.
Harris comes in, his LD can take this file, guys, and work on it on this console at home, either that console or just the software, the computer version, and design his whole show in here before he comes in.
Absolutely. We have a really interesting piece of software here. It's called Timecode Network, and the way that it works is basically almost every DJ, it's kind of industry standard to sort your tracks onto Rekordbox. And what Rekordbox is it's basically like iTunes for DJs, if you will. You have all your tracks. And so what we can do here is we can see exactly, so you have player 1, 2, 3, 4. We can see exactly what the DJ is playing or what he has queued up or what he's mixing into.
Oh.
We can also see the waveform. So if we know that a track's really ramping up, we won't get fooled. You know, we can see where the waveform's going to go. If it's going to
Whereas
drop
if
low.
you think it's going to drop after the ramp up, and you don't
Exactly.
go crazy on your strobes, and you have a nice mellow look.
Absolutely.
That's genius.
Yep, and these 4 boxes are a visual metronome. Also, what we have here is SMPTE, and this is basically the main reason for it. So, for example, let's say that our man Van Buren comes in and he has his main track and there's words to his songs. We have content, or actually his team has content that they load in here, and then
it syncs with the track.
Exactly.
Very
So with the
SMPTE.
SMPTE here, we can just assign the hour that it's listening to. So now this particular track is listening for hour 6. So whenever this track comes up, it'll automatically start playing time code at hour 6, and then whatever minute and second that he mixes into the track, it'll automatically pick up on the media server.
Now I know you're lampy, but what can you tell me about the audio rig in here?
Oh, man.
How many 18 inches do we have? How many watts do we have? Anything like that you know?
I'm a terrible person because I don't know any of those answers.
classic lampy answer, guys. Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, I should know that. We should just like.
It's all good. I mean, like I said, your job is this. But I was just curious because I'm sure they're curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's a banging system. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, you guys know when in here it gets loud.
Yeah, I believe it's all L acoustics.
It is L acoustics. I saw that.
L acoustics.
Which is a phenomenal system.
Phenomenal sound system. Our sound engineer Joe Murrow, he actually spoke on a couple of the panels at LDI.
Oh, cool.
Excuse me. He's a phenomenal sound engineer, especially with EDM. You know, it's kind of a different thing than mixing live bands. Of course, he possesses those skills as well, but it's you really have to get a full dynamic range of sound in here because EDM uses that entire
Spectrum,
frequency,
yeah,
you know,
everything's
everything.
all. They can create whatever they want.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, okay, so in the range of clubs in Vegas, where does this one kind of lie as far as cost to entry?
Cost to entry, we're probably at the top among just about everything.
Well, I guess we kind of might have guessed that just by seeing it here. It's pretty extravagant.
Yeah, for example, last night Calvin Harris was in, and if you didn't have a table reservation, it was $100 for males to enter, which is arguably a fair price in a sense because
for the experience.
Yeah, because it's a very small venue, and Calvin Harris and all of our headliners will easily.
Yeah, sure.
sell
It's
out
very. Look how
festivals.
intimate that is. I mean, that's the booth right there, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a very intimate experience, even though it does get very crowded. But still, you're sharing this experience with 2,000-3,000 people versus 100,000 people. So it's
So $100 is actually reasonable because it is a full concert experience, and that's what people would usually pay even for a concert.
Yeah. So if you want to go up, we'll walk around the catwalk and
Cool.
kind of see over.
No chance. The chandelier's not moving before the doors open, is it?
I don't know, Albert. Can we do that or not yet? Do that? Okay.
Oh wow, that's definitely
Do a little.
film the magic.
So I'm just going to enable it real quick.
Okay.
Basically, we use the layout view of the MA. The way that this works is.
So you're controlling the movements from here.
Yes, actually. Yes,
and he has an override, but you can control it.
He has the cues. We're just sending one ArtNet channel into his console that's saying, "Hey, we want to trigger this cue." Excuse me. So when we trigger that cue, it's really triggering a massive amount of coding through the Tate Navigator system, because we're basically busking automation.
Yeah, wow. I mean, it's just from a mall.
Yeah, so we can basically do whatever we want, but the people behind the programming, the engineering,
That's what's going on out there, guys. Again, we can't see, so we have these monitors to see what's actually happening out there.
Yeah, we can. We have this thing we suck the chandelier, so we'll bring it all the way to its full trim. So it's kind of.
Now that's just must be kind of mind-bending, crazy when you're out there in the middle of the.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And for it to run that fluidly.
Yeah, we can get about a meter a second, I believe is what they said. So 3 feet a second is how fast the winches can move, which is very impressive.
So smooth.
I'm going to suck it all up right now, which just means that we're going to take it to its full trim and flatten it out, and then we're going to crash it.
Crash it means it just drops quickly?
We just drop it to the safest height that we can reach from the dance floor.
That must be a fun effect when you pull that one off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you hear some shouts and some screams of terror, like the
yeah.
chandelier is coming to crash down? Oh, so you guys love it up here. You're terrible.
We're gonna crash it now, so you see it's coming down, and it's excuse me. It's relatively fast. I mean,
yeah, I'm sure if you're in there and you're not aware and you're dancing and you see this thing coming down on you.
Yeah, and it basically gets right about 10 feet above people's heads. So it's kind of
that must be a really neat look.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you throw all the beams down on them.
Yeah, normally what we'll do is we'll black the entire club out while we suck it up high, and then we'll crash it and just crush everybody with lights, and it's a really, really awesome effect we have with the club. We also, the DJ truss back there moves in as well. So you can
I'm gonna have to make another trip out here one of these nights, and I can actually stay and hang and play and watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's incredible.
Anytime. So
look at these kind of moving like them.
Yeah, so these are we have static positions that we can go into, and then we also have what we call animations. But the absolute programming that went behind this is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean that
it has to listen to a certain set of rules, and variables, and basically if it's doing this,
it's extremely safe to be able to be run from a console.
Absolutely, yep. This the automation was programmed by Jason Shoup at Willie Williams' direction. They actually sat down for about 2-3 days, just completely by themselves with a clear venue, nobody in here bothering them, and Willie directed what he would like to see, and Jason programmed everything. It's quite impressive. So let's go up to the top. Actually, it's kind of cool to look down.
Cool. Yeah.
From the grid.
Following you.
This part of the grid is the aerial loading platforms.
So for those of you that don't know what a grid is, you that are not lighting nerds, the grid is our term for where we hang all our lights and fixtures and the structure and all that stuff.
What we did here is we have mesh, because we have confetti everywhere, so the mesh will actually keep the confetti from going anywhere.
And I know you guys can't see that, but
Yeah, so
we're actually above the club right now.
So this is an aerial loading platform. This is position 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually if you look up, if you can see where those lights are, that's the winch farm, or the high grid.
And you can hear them running right now, right?
What's that?
You can hear them running?
Yeah. And then so if you look down, this is actually an aerial loading platform where we do, so if a high-end client orders a very expensive, exclusive bottle of champagne, the way that we deliver it to them is on a line. A performer will actually take it into a strap
and there's
bottle
a line
to
right there.
And they'll get the
You guys
lower
can
right
see it,
there, and
kind of.
they create a big performance and parade for the bottle presentation.
Wow.
It's quite impressive to watch, actually.
Wow. And those are some LED strobes right there. Looks like SGMs.
No, those are actually flares. Those are
Solaris flares.
Yeah,
Okay.
Solaris flares by TMD. And yeah, we have a bunch of different apparatuses for the performers to use. Braun Productions supplies all of our aerialists, and they also do they are in-house rigging team. Phenomenal guys, very professional, super safe. I would trust those guys to fly my 1-year-old daughter. I mean,
Wow,
I would be on,
that's a statement.
I would be on edge, but I would trust them to do it.
That is a good stamp of approval right there.
Yeah, very professional, top-notch guys, and super creative. The stuff that they come up with the aerial presentations and concepts that they have are very unique and stuff that I haven't seen before. It's very good.
What is the scrim for right here?
We have 4 crystal projectors.
Oh, okay.
And so that comes down. The chandelier. So the one really cool thing about Omnia is that it's not just like in most nightclubs that you go into, it is what it is. Like when you walk in, you see it and that's it. But we have the ability to transform this venue into multiple different things. We can suck the chandelier up and only use the video, and then it's a feature. If you look at every piece of architectural...
So those are hanging downstairs. Oh, I saw when it came in.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that's right.
So if you... we also have complete control over every single piece of architectural lighting in the venue, and we've programmed it as such. We've programmed it to kind of beat and snap to the music as well. So there's times we'll black the whole venue out and just basically run a nightclub with architectural lighting, which is something I think that's very different. You know, you don't see that a lot. It has been done before, but I think that we have a very awesome way of presenting it. We'll also black the club out. We'll suck the chandelier up so that nobody can see it. We'll bring it right up to the top grid, and we'll drop the projection screens on, and we'll just let that ride for a couple songs. And it's really cool because...
And magical, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now we're kind of behind the magic now, guys. Sorry for ruining it, but...
But yeah, it's really cool. The options that we have to really create a different experience throughout the entire night is unlimited. It's an amazing place.
Well, only one more question I can think of.
Sure.
How much?
The chandelier was about $5 million. Lighting, I think we're looking at over $1 million. I don't have the complete number on that. I'm sure the video is probably right up in that price range as well. And I think the overall production, the overall final total of the whole nightclub is over $100 million, I believe, or somewhere close to that.
Overall total 100 million. Wow. And there it is, guys. There's the chandelier back up here where it lives.
Yep.
Insane. Thank you so much, Bobby.
Of course, man. Absolutely.
Well, I know you guys can't see me, but hope you enjoyed that.